Very good morning, my dear students. Today you are going to learn a speech audiometer. So, previous class you have learned a pure tone audiometer. Now you are going to learn a speech audiometer. So what is the speech audiometer and how it is working in a clinic? What is the importance? So these are all you are going to learn in a speech audiometry. So here, what is a speech audiometer means? It's a speech audiometry is a routine carried out in the clinic. It is complementary to pure tone audiometry, which only gives an indication of absolute perceptual threshold of tone sounds, that is in a peripheral function, whereas speech audiometry determine the speech intelligibility and discrimination between the phones. What is phones means? Somebody is spelling two phones. Two phones means loud. Loud is one phone. Come. It is a two phone. Okay, that is. So they have to identify that what is the exact word. So here somebody they will speak these phones. That is phones. They are calling as a syllables. Syllables means it is a monosyllable is there and disyllable is there, trisyllabus is there. So they will tell the word according to the monosyllable, syllable, disyllable and trisyllable word. So they have to identify the what is the exact word, how the auditory nerve is auditory one which is providing the proper response. That is called as a speech measurement. So according to the speech, what is the auditory response? So that is called as a speech audiometry. Okay. Here it is one of the major importance during the hearing and filtering, and this is also used for diagnosis of certain retrocochlear pathologies. So what is a retrocochlear pathologist means? Example, the tumor of auditory nerves we can easily identify with the help of a speech audiometry. Another one is audio neuropathy. So that is also we can easily examine with the help of this one. So here the retinocochlear pathologist which provides a test for a peripheral and a central nervous system measurement. So that is the main importance of these speech audio therapy. So audiogram. It's audiogram. Now we will discuss that speech audiogram you are seeing here. So that is it is providing in what we can say in a level, what is a dB in which is given, that is sound level, it is given in x-axis, and the percentage of response that is given in y-axis. So they will tell the word. So with the different decibel level using phonemes. So phones they will use, with the help of phones they have to identify the words. So this curve will be vary for person to person. First they will put it as 0 dB. What is the level how they are obtaining? So what is the in a 30 dB? What will be the response? 50 dB, what will be the response? According to the amplitude, they will measure the nervous, auditory nervous system, they will measure it. So that is the importance of this speech audiogram. So here, this is, okay, what is that here? The speech which is a recognition threshold, they are calling as a SRT, that is SRT is called a speech recognition threshold. So what is the threshold recognition? They can easily measure, which is the lowest level at which a person can identify a sound from a close set list of disyllabic words. Disyllabic word. Okay. So disyllabic word, 2 points words they will tell. So with the help of that one, they have to identify the word. So the word recognition score they are providing, that is name is called a WRS. So which test is called a WRS test, which records a list of single syllable words unknown to the person to be presented at the speech recognition threshold with a 30 dB HL hearing loss. So hearing loss 30 dB level, they are obtaining this test. The number of correct word is scored out of the number of presented word to give the WRS, that is a word recognition score they are giving. A score of 80 to 100% correct is it is considered to be a normal. So when the score is 85 to 100% means we can call it as a normal one. When the poor tone, that is thresholds, or normally it is mentioned in A, that you are seeing in the graph. So A is provides the normal, so that is giving that is 85 to 100%. But it is common for WRS to decrease with increasing the sensory neural hearing losses. So that is main important is we can identify the sensory neural hearing loss with the help of WRS test. Now you are seeing the curve B. Here the curve B is on the other hand, it indicates the hypoacusis. That is, hypoacusis means slight hearing impairment. So hypoacusis means slight hearing impairment. That curve B is showing it. And curve C is indicates profound losses of speech intelligibility. So what is that profound loss of speech intelligibility can be measured. See, you can see it in the graph C. So with the distortion occurring at a intensity greater than 80 dB HL. Okay, in 80 dB HL the distortion is occurring. We are not able to identify the word properly. So this is called a profound loss of speech intelligence. So it is important to distinguish between WRS, which gives an indication of speech comprehensions, and SRT, which is ability to distinguish tones. So it will distinguish the tones. So here, any of the perceptual distinguished units of sound is a specified language that distinguishes one word from another. Example, for example, we can say P, B. So P and B are having the same kind of sound. They have to identify. D and T. D and T, they having same kind of sound. They have to identify it. Example, one English word we can tell it as bad, pad, pad. So pat. So these are all having the similar pronunciation, but they have to identify. This is called as a speech intelligibility. So that speech intelligibility they have to they are measuring with the help of this speech audiometry. That is here. And here you are seeing here that what is that example I can tell it as it's a phonetic material and a testing condition, for example for speech audiometry. So here phonics audiometric test monosyllabic words. So monosyllabic word is given in the below. That is example. Here the word it is contained 1A. So word is containing 1A, not 2A. It's a 1A. Example, Lord, L-A-U-D. So here in this word only 1A is having. Boat, 1A is having. Pool, nag, limp, shout, sub, whine, dime. So they are tell many word how many a only one a is are present. By that way they are identifying speech intelligibility. So another phonics audiometric test is called disyllabic words. Disyllabic words, the two A's containing they have to identify. So example, pick, room, nice, side, fail, south, wide, keep, dead, loaf. So here they have to find out the two syllable. So two phonic word they have to find out. So this is that one. Okay. So now we will see that various rising configuration with hearing loss related to the frequency, how it is providing the hearing loss. This providing the hearing loss graph we can easily identify. In this case, here we can find out the two kind of hearing loss. One is a conductive hearing loss we can find out with the help of this graph. Another one is a sensory neural hearing loss. So here in case of conductive hearing loss, in the graph the response curve has a normal S shape. So here the S shape, the conducting hearing loss, the curve is having a S shape. Here it provides there is no deformation. There is no deformation. So S means S shape. So there is a shift to the right compared to the reference, that is called a normal threshold. So normal threshold there will be a shift. So there is an increasing in a threshold of intelligibility. So this one it is providing the conductive test hearing loss. Another one, in case of sensory neural hearing loss, so there is an increased intelligibility threshold. The curve can appear normal except in a higher intensity region. So very important, the curve can appear normal except in the higher intensity region where a deformation indicates a distortion. So it is indicating the distortion. Here phonetic testing is also carried out routinely in the clinic, especially in the case of rehabilitation after the cochlear implantation. So it is relatively long to carry out to enable the evaluation of real social and linguistic handicaps experienced by hearing impaired individuals. The cochlear deficits are tested using the CNC, that is called a consonant nucleus consonant. The CNC name is called consonant nucleus consonance test. Here the short word is required to little mental requirement. So errors are appear on each phones and not over the complete word. And central deficits are tested with the speech in the noise test, such as they are calling as hint, HI, hint means hearing in noise test, or a quick in. So that is called a quick speech in noise test. Quick speech in noise test, which are sentenced to carried out the in noise. So everything is measured in presence of noise. So now we will go for another one. So in this case, so what will be that means in this case? So in this speech audiometry is generally confirmed a pure tone audiometry result and provides a insight to the perceptual ability of individuals. The intelligibility threshold is generally equivalent to the average of intensity of frequencies such as 500 Hz, 1000 Hz and 2000 Hz, which is determined by the total audiometry, that is called a conventional frequency. So in case of a mismatch between the result of these states, the diagnostic test used equipment's calibration of reliability of response should be called into the questions. Finally, remember that speech audiometry is a more sensitive indicator than the pure tone audiometry in many cases, including a rehabilitation after the cochlear implantation. So here we know that okay. So what are the types of audiometric test for adults we can make it. So audiometric test normally includes, first one is pure bone test of threshold by both, that is one in air conduction pure tone test, another one is bone conduction in pure tone test. So second one is a speech reception threshold test, that is called SRT. Third one is speech discrimination score, that is SDS. So these tests are normally requires a cooperation of a subject whose response to a sound indicated by some gestures. So we can say that what we can say means, so here your we can that is audiometric test, we can go for two kind of measurement. So one is for a pure tone testing, another one is a speech testing. Okay, the pure tone testing, there is two types, one is air and bone conduction. Here is two types, one is SRT, another one is SDS. So here these one we can call it as a raised hand test. So the test is typically carried out in a sound attenuated room with a subject listening to carefully calibrated by the sound. Okay, thanks for listening the class. We'll see it in next class.